Hi guys, Adam here. I'm with Johnny. We're outside Stadium of Light. I was about to say Old Trafford, but if it was Old Trafford, we would have drawn. We've won today, Johnny.
Very good, yeah. Nice to see you, by the way.
Nice to see you too. Good to have you back on.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, I mean,
this time you're not rubbing my mic, which is good.
There we go. Oh, Al's here next week, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
He's going to be here. Yeah, I mean, I would say successful, if uninspiring, performance against obviously a relegation-bound Sunderland with 10 men. Yeah, no, job done. But were you entertained today? It was okay.
Before they went down to 10 men, I felt like we'd probably get a few goals, but not because of how good we are.
Yeah,
how bad they are.
For sure. And I want to ask you a load of questions as well. But yeah, no, obviously. Marouane captain today, which was an interesting choice.
Were you surprised?
A little bit, yeah. I think the general consensus online as well, people were surprised. One of my pals suspects maybe it was a bit of a Mourinho mind games with Moyes. You know, obviously his signing for United. I don't know, maybe overthinking it there, but no, it was an interesting one. Listen,
I thought it was because he was the most is the longest standing player. Him and Lingard today out of the starting lot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Think about Rojo, Bailey, Romero.
Yeah, fair point.
That's not reason to give someone the armband, but that's the reasoning I put behind it.
Yeah, he's one of those characters, isn't he, Mourinho? You know, he has an objection to certain players which nobody understands, and then he kind of takes a shine to certain players that nobody understands. And obviously for most United fans, we don't really understand why he's kind of, you know, he's endeared himself to him, Fellaini. But he was okay today. A few bad passes in the first half, but then when we were playing against 10 men,
did you make a Luke Shaw?
Lacking confidence initially. There was one point there in the first 20 minutes that it took him about. He took too many touches before the cross, but I thought he grew into the game. A couple of promising things, and he's a confidence player, isn't he? He's quite clearly a confidence person, confidence player. So we all want him to stay, don't we? We all want him to endear himself to Mourinho and be the left back that we know he can be.
I've asked this question to a few people. Do you think Jose's treatment of Luke Shaw is an example of him raising the bar, raising the standards that need to be set at United to get in the first team?
Yeah.
Or do you think it's another example of Jose Mourinho not being able to manage and coach younger players?
It's a funny one, isn't it? Because with certain, like, again, sort of harkening back to Fellaini, it's one of those, like, he puts his arm around certain players when you think maybe he'd hammer them. You know, like obviously with Fellaini at Everton away, you know, he gave away the penalty, and he kind of, after that, he was getting booed, and then he puts his arm around him today, gives him, kind of culminated in giving him the captaincy, and, you know, but then with other players, maybe with Luke Shaw, I suspect that maybe behind the scenes, you know, he's had a word with him a few times and it maybe didn't work. So he thought, you know, in order to maybe get the best out of him, he put a rocket up his arse and make it public. That's the only thing I can think of. But today when he went off, it was quite promising. He put his arm around him. And maybe
touched him.
Touched him.
He's getting there, lads.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was his brain again, wasn't he, or whatever he said, some bizarre thing. But yeah, no, I think. Yeah, just I'm desperate for Luke Shaw to turn it around with Mourinho.
How are you feeling about the whole thing at the moment? Because I felt this whole season, the general feel has been positive. We're going forward.
Yeah.
But then there's also been at Old Trafford, you kind of feel like during games, it kind of feels like last season again.
Possibly.
In terms of the, like, how happy people are, and we just sat there waiting for something to happen. Nothing's really happening.
Definitely, yeah. Well, I saw with the FANCAMs the other day, there was that fella that was quite vocally anti-Mourinho, wasn't he?
But I think he's always been anti-Mourinho, sure. So it's easier to come out after a draw, right?
Definitely. I mean, I'm on a WhatsApp group with several Reds, and a couple of them, you know, before he even had his first press conference, where they had like an anti-Mourinho agenda, and they always will. So anything he does wrong, like you say, it just gives them an excuse to hammer him, really. But I think, like you said, the general consensus is it's very positive, and I'm personally very positive about the future under Mourinho, if certain ingredients are added to this squad.
Will we get Champions League football this season? Well, for next season, but will we get it this season?
Yeah, you got to think that we will via one of the routes. More likely Europa, but we'll see. Yeah, I'll go on a limb. I'd say we will.
Nice one, Johnny. Thank you.